The 2022/23 EFL Championship season has come to an end, so I thought I'm going to have a look back to my championship predictions at the start of the season and react to them. Now, the way that this is going to work is I am going to start off with the teams that I put in 24th place and then work my way up to first place, and then obviously compare the difference between where I put them and where that team actually finished. Now, this is how the scoring is going to work. The place difference from where I put that team compared to where they did finish is going to be the amount of points I get, and the aim is a bit like in golf, to get the least amount of points possible. Now, obviously I don't know how good or bad I've done. I know I've made quite a few shocking predictions. I've also got one or two good ones in there as well. So I've decided to compare myself with the Prediction King, also known as Thogden on YouTube. So I'm going to try my best to try and defeat him in this video. So either to the left or right of me, I'm going to have Thogden's predictions from the start of the season, and then on the other side I'm going to have the actual final championship standings, and I'm just going to be going through my predictions that I made at the start of the season. Let's get straight into it with 24th spot. I did put Rotherham United, my 24th place, and it is Rotherham United. I thought Rotherham United would get relegated straight away after getting promoted from League One the previous season, but you know, to be fair, I think quite a lot of people also thought Rotherham would be relegated, but well done Rotherham for surviving. They finished in 19th place, so yeah, I did get 5 points for that prediction. Thogden's prediction was also the exact same as me. He did put them in 24th place. We move on now to 23rd spot, where I did put Birmingham City. 3 seasons they've been scrapping with relegation. I think they're going to finally get it, and that is Birmingham City. Birmingham City, they've just survived every single season in the Championship, and I just thought this season they wouldn't be able to, and they would make they'll get relegated. But to be fair, they did pretty well. They ended up finishing in 17th place. They survived, and yeah, I was 6 places out with this one. But once again, Thogden went the exact same as me with Birmingham in 23rd. So we both agree so far with the first two. We move on now to our final team getting relegated, which I did put Reading in 22nd spot. I'm putting Reading in my 22nd spot, and Reading, of course, were relegated in 22nd. So my first bang on prediction, but also Thogden once again went the exact same as me, so all tied up between me and him. We move on now to 21st spot, where I did put Blackpool. It's Blackpool in 21st. They did end up getting relegated in 23rd, so that is 2 points out, 2 placements out. Once again, Thogden went the exact same with Blackpool finishing in 21st. Moving on to 20th now, I did put Wigan Athletic. Another team that's just going to be narrowly surviving is Wigan Athletic, and they did end up finishing rock bottom in 24th place, so I was 4 places out with Wigan. Once again, Thogden going the exact same as me as well. 19th place, I did put Bristol City in 19th. I am going to go for Bristol City. They ended up finishing in 14th place, and I was 5 places out with this one. And yet again, Thogden went the exact same as me, Bristol City, to finish in 18th place. I don't know what on earth is going on here. I swear I did not copy any of his predictions. But we're moving on now to 18th place, where I did put Huddersfield Town in 18th place. This team finished 3rd last season in the Championship. It is Huddersfield Town, and well, quite a surprising one really, seeing that they finished in the playoffs in 3rd place the previous season. They lost their manager, they lost a couple of key players. I just thought that would be it for Huddersfield, and I put them right down in 18th place, and they finished bang on in 18th place. So that is my second prediction bang on correct in this video. Thogden didn't go the same as me. He put them in 16th place. So he was 2 places out with that one. So I take the lead. Come on. Okay, we move on now to 17th place, where I did put Hull City. 17th place, and I am going to put Hull City there, where they did actually ended up placing 15th. So I was two places out with this one. Thogden said that they would finish 18th. So he was 3 places out with that one. We'll move on now to 16th place, where I did put Cardiff City. 16th place, and that is Cardiff City. This one went a bit wrong. Cardiff City just survived, placing 21st, so I was 5 places out with this one. Next up, in 15th place, one of my first really bad predictions, I did put Sunderland. Coached by Alex Neil, the ex-Preston North End manager, and he's got brilliant Championship experience, and they're going to be my 15th place team. Sunderland actually did finish in 6th place, so I am 9 places out with this one. I just thought first season back up in the Championship for a while, got promoted via the playoffs. I didn't think that they would do this well. They ended up finishing in the playoffs. So yeah, it was a really good first season back for Sunderland, and yeah, I'm miles out with this prediction. Moving on to my 14th place, I did put Luton Town. 14th place, that is Luton Town. This one is another bad prediction. Luton Town, they finished in 3rd place. I'm 11 places out with this one. My reasoning for this was 2 seasons ago, Barnsley ended up finishing in the playoffs. The season after that, they ended up getting relegated in 24th place. Obviously, they were in League One this season. I thought something similar would happen with Luton. They had a really good season, finishing in the playoffs, way overachieving of what they are, and now they're in the playoff final, could be getting promoted to the Premier League with the playoff final happening this week against Coventry City. But yeah, I thought they would do a Barnsley and drop down. I didn't think they would drop down that much, hence why I put them in 14th place. But no, fair play to Luton. Really, really good season for you. Next up, 13th place, I put Coventry City. 13th place, another mid-table side, Coventry City. They ended up finishing in 5th place, and I was 8 placements out with this one. Congratulations to Coventry City in the playoff final. For me, you were just a mid-table Championship side. Not sure what Coventry City fans think about their season, but finishing in the playoffs, in the playoff final, really well done to you. Next up, in my 12th spot, I did put Stoke City. 12th place, I'm going to go for Stoke City. They ended up finishing in 16th, so a little bit lower, but I was 4 placements out. So yeah, I'll take it. It's getting a bit better now for me. In 11th place, I put Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn Rovers in my 11th spot. Now this one, they ended up finishing in 7th place, so I was 4 places out with them. Next up, in 10th place, a little bit of a surprising one, this one. I put Norwich City. I think this will surprise you. They got relegated from the Premier League last season, and it is Norwich City. And they actually finished in 13th place, so 3 placements out for this one. But Thogden put them to win the league in 1st place. I know a load of people put Norwich City to do well. Obviously, they got relegated from the Premier League before. They're known as that yo-yo club, up and down. And people just think they'll boss the Championship again, and then they'll get relegated from the Premier League again. But this season, I just thought they'd run out of steam. They had a really bad season in the Premier League last season. Yes, it is the Premier League. The players were getting older now, and I just thought this season it wouldn't be the same for Norwich. And, well, I was right, wasn't I? And they were even worse than what I thought they would be. So, yeah, I'm really happy with this prediction. 3 places out with Norwich City. Next up, in 9th place, I did put my team, Preston North End. Preston North End, my team, 9th place. I did hope that we would finish top 10. I ended up putting us in 9th place. We did end the season in 12th, so 3 places out. I'll take it. Moving on to my 8th place. This one's a bad one. In 8th place, I did put Queen's Park Rangers. In my 8th place, I am putting Queen's Park Rangers. They did end up finishing in 20th place, 12 placements out, almost getting relegated, but Gareth Ainsworth doing a good job at the end of the campaign to see QPR in the Championship for next season. But yeah, next up in 7th place, just before we make it into the playoffs, I did put Swansea City. In 7th place, I am putting Swansea City. They did end up finishing in 10th place, and I was 3 places out with that one. Okay, 6th place now, I put West Bromwich Albion. 6th place, we've got West Bromwich Albion. They ended up finishing in 9th place, and I was 3 places out. Next up in 5th place, I put Millwall. In 5th place, I am putting Millwall. Millwall, they ended up finishing in 8th place last season, so that's 3 placements out, but it all came down to the final day with that game against Blackburn Rovers, where they actually could have finished 5th if they held on to that lead that they had 3-1 with half an hour to go. So yeah, it was a really close one, this one, but 3 placements out, what could have been, but I'm pretty happy with this prediction. Went right down to the end. Next up, in 4th place, I put Middlesbrough. In my 4th place, I am putting Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough ended up finishing in 4th place, so that is another bang-on prediction for me, and also for Thogden as well. Middlesbrough had a really good season last season. One of those big clubs that I thought they'll keep at it, they'll finish in the playoffs again. They did get knocked out though to Coventry City, so they are in for another season in the Championship, but they'll probably end up finishing in the playoffs again. I will make my predictions for next season when we get closer to the start date. Okay, now time for my top 3. In my 3rd spot, I did put Sheffield United. Sheffield United's the next one in my 3rd place. Sheffield United actually ended up placing 2nd, so I was 1 placement out with this one. Pretty close prediction. Now, in 2nd place, I did put Burnley. I'm going to put Burnley in 2nd place. Burnley actually won the league, we all know that, by quite a big margin. And I think a lot of people also thought this, that Burnley, no one knew exactly what they would do. It would be the first time back in the Championship since the 2014-15 season, I think it was, when they got promoted to the Premier League. Thogden put them in 6th place. No one knew what Burnley would be like. Obviously, they brought in Vincent Kompany and they absolutely bossed the league. Ended up finishing on 101 points. Well, yeah, 1 placement out for me. So I'm pretty happy with this one. But yeah, we move on now to my final prediction. It's not a good one. The only team left is Watford, who I did put to win the league. I didn't think that this team would drop down like I did with Norwich City, but yeah, I put Watford first. Watford in 1st place. Watford, they ended up finishing in 11th place. I'm 10 places out with this prediction. But let's add up the scores now from both my predictions and Thogden's predictions and see who has won. The scores are in. Thogden got a grand total of 118 points, and myself, I got 104 points. So I am the winner of this little head-to-head between me and Thogden, even though he doesn't know we're going head-to-head. Who cares though? Let me know how you did with your Championship predictions. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, and I will be bringing you lots of Championship content and Preston North End content ready for the start of the next season. I'll see you then. Bye.